Al Leiter, who joins us right here from the Yes Network. Al, you made mention of this during your broadcast with Kay and Flaherty over the weekend.
I did, Rich. That was a beautiful setup, and I thought you were going to tell me that after that inning, we played 5 more innings. The Red Sox didn't have an extra base hit in 16 innings at Fenway Park in a Red Sox-Yankee series. Are you crazy?
It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
So, you know what? I did say that on the air because we were dumbfounded. We're thumbing through, like, the rule book. We're trying to figure it out. We have our producer doing it. They're calling New York. It's like craziness. We're supposed to inform the viewers. And then we assume that, he didn't purposely obstruct or try to obstruct the play. My only guess is that Matt Holliday could have assumed, or at least it was assumed, that the ball was a line drive and it was caught in the air, and he tagged first, and it was going to be then a rundown. That would be the only way for an umpire to say that it didn't deflect, because you could see the way the play was made. I mean, Moreland was like in a bad spot, and it got ugly.
But can you as an umpire though use to tell John Farrell, well, Holliday could have thought that there was an out at first base already recorded, meaning he could get back to first. How is that even used as an excuse?
You know what? And I'm embarrassed to tell you, Rich, that I still haven't heard the exact ruling.
Neither have I.
And that was the exact thing that I'm with you. You do all the NFL stuff. Like, put the headset on, tell everybody in the stadium just what the ruling was. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah, and then the number of times, though, that the umpires review something and then point to the base and say safe or out, and we're supposed to assume, okay, does that mean you saw evidence to actually keep the play stand as called, or to not review it? What are we doing, right? To not reverse it? It seems to me it's as simple to put a mic on the ump. And I've never thought I would ever say I want to hear from Joe West, but, let's hear, right? I mean, let's hear.
No, that's good, Rich. You know what? Listen, baseball, I say we now have replays. That's only going to get even more involved, and they'll include more plays. I was also intrigued, and I think Michael Kay, our play-by-play on Yes, there was some incidents where there was a foul ball that was clearly foul home run, and, it was late in the game. He already had used his replays, instant replay calls, and Cedarstrom just kept allowing him to go, frivolously, I thought. So, something will happen. It's very simple. You have 30, 40,000, however many people are in the stands, and everybody's kind of sitting there wondering what the ruling is.
Al Leiter of the MLB Network joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And again, MLB Network's going to air live baseball 5 out of 7 days this week, including tonight's Indians-Giants game. And you can watch Al tomorrow on MLB Central at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. He's joining me here on the show. How good are the Dodgers, Al? What do you think?
Wow. Rich, listen, out of their last 26, I think they're 23-3. And, we know what Cody Bellinger's done. We certainly Kershaw. Alex Wood, to me, is one of the more special stories in the game, a guy that was always a talented lefty. And, whether he got a fair share or not in Atlanta, what he's done. I think I read a stat today. He was the only Dodger to go 10-0. ERA under 2 at the All-Star break. You throw in, I think Rich Hill and, the depth of what the Dodger front office had done the last few years and not signing Greinke and having all of these different players that can mix and match. I think it'll be interesting, as to what they do when assuming that Adrian Gonzalez comes back, because what a problem that would be, right? You put Bellinger in the outfield, they only get stronger. And now, Rich, albeit it's a rumor, but they're talking possibly trading for a Zach Britton.
Yes.
Could you imagine what that would do to already having Kenley Jansen and shortening the game?
Yeah, it's basically like when our aces, plural, aren't on the mound, try and beat us in 7 innings. And then the Nationals strengthened their bullpen over the weekend by acquiring both Ryan Madson and Sean Doolittle from the A's. Do you think this puts the Nationals on equal footing with the Dodgers, Al Leiter?
I think it makes them definitely more intriguing. But interestingly enough, Rich, neither one of those guys were the closer for the A's, respectively, with Casillas as closing. And I just think you look at what now the Nationals have and trading away a nice young talented hard sinker ball guy in Blake Trinan. I don't know what Dusty Baker does. You tell me. If this is going to be a lefty-righty tandem of Madsen Doolittle, and they were closers before injuries, etc., you can't have, I don't think, you have to know the solidified aspect of who's pitching when. And I can't stand when I hear various people that haven't sat in the bullpen or don't think that it really matters much as to where you bring a guy in. If he's your closer and the high leverage inning is in the seventh inning, bring him in the seventh inning. It's not your vibe as a human as you sit out there and you play out the game. I think I don't know, but I think if the Nationals, they're not finished because that was their biggest flaw or wart on their team was their bullpen, and it definitely got a lot better, but I just don't know who would be the closer, and I can't imagine Dusty having to do like a lefty-righty closer tandem.
Well, I think you ask any National fan right now, and they're like, that what this is better than the decision that Dusty had to make 24 hours ago, because it was anybody but anybody that was coming out of the pen. If you look at it, Washington's 19 games over 500, Al, and they have 6 losses when leading after 8 innings this year. 6 of them.
And that's very disheartening. As you know, and anybody who's a baseball fan, you come into a game, and we saw it in my series up in New York, up in Boston, with Chapman walking in the winning run, and then Kimbrel, who hadn't blown a save in Boston, gives up a solo home run in the 9th in that 16-inning eventual win by the Yankees. So those are absolutely heartbreaking losses, and the Nationals, as you just cited, having multiple losses when your team is up, trying to finish out a game. I'm not sure where you go. I mean, Madsen, the last time he really, it was 2 years ago. He 30 saves this year. I said, he hasn't been the closer, and I love Doolittle's arm. I mean, there's no denying that they both have closer stuff. You're right. They are marketably improved today than they were a couple days ago.
Al Leiter, a couple more minutes here with Al Leiter of the MLB Network here on the Rich Eisen Show. Meanwhile, the Cubs come out and sweep the Baltimore Orioles to start the second half of the season, and then get a gem from Jose Quintana in his first start as a Chicago Cub. Do you believe that this team has turned a corner, Al?
I think based on what Quintana did yesterday against the Orioles, I mean, he was dominating. The 12 strikeouts, impressive. I think everybody, scout evaluators, baseball evaluators, watching Quintana, he's under control. It was a no-brainer. I love it. I love it on both sides. I think Rick Hahn has done an unbelievable job accumulating prospects over the last year now with the Sale trade and Adam Eaton, and now in this trade with Quintana. And also, I get it for the Cubs. You got younger. You have Quintana under control. He's an all-star. He was last year. I know he's struggled a bit. I think a lot of it has been mental, Rich. When you have a young pitcher like this who's under control for a few more years, and you're hearing out of spring training that you may get traded, it has affected him more so mentally. I think his stuff is terrific, and it's only helped the Cubs, who obviously they have to get back to close to what they were last year, winning the World Series.
So do you think they've turned a corner? I mean, I didn't hear a yes. So you think maybe they have not? We still need to see more out of the Chicago Cubs.
I think when you obtain a talented young arm like that, yes. I just think seeing them flounder at 500 up to this point of over 90 games into the season, they're better than that. And I don't know if just Quintana is the guy that's going to make them now a 15 games over 500 team, but they have to play better than they have.
So what do you think about the Astros in the American League? Because we're talking about Washington, maybe the Cubs catch fire, the Dodgers are who they are, the Diamondbacks have been playing excellent baseball. In the American League, as you saw just the Yankees and the Red Sox, two teams that I think have some holes. And then you got Cleveland that's trying to get its footing like the Cubs, and then Houston that's destroying everybody. I got George Springer on in hour 3. What do you think of the Astros, Al?
Oh, my God, the most explosive offense, certainly in the American League. When you look at all of the metrics of this team, Rich, I mean, just absolutely impressive. My issue is going to be, and it always comes down to that, who's going to be your 1, 2, 3? I know Keuchel's been on the DL recently, but you got McCullers I like Morton, I like Fires. I like the guys, and they certainly have run away with it. Their bullpen is absolutely solidified with Ken Giles and Gregerson and Davinsky. Their offense is so talented and young and exciting and explosive. They need another starter, period. And if they do that, now when you match up with either the National or if you match up with what looks like the Red Sox will eventually be taken off. I was already getting them in the World Series. See that? Mm-hmm. And the assumption is that the Indians will figure it out. I really like them, as we saw, or was it 5 years ago when SI had them as
that's right.
in the World Series, which is pretty impressive if that comes true.
Al, you're the best. Seriously, man. You and Kay and Flaherty this weekend were terrific. I loved listening to you guys. You're great.
That's nice of you, Rich. You're terrific as well.
Thanks, bud.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.